Hello everybody, welcome back to SkySaga Alpha 4.5. It is time for another tutorial Tuesday, so we're up here on the tutorial island doubling items and materials. So there are two different ways of doubling. There is doubling with decor items and then there is doubling with materials. So we're going to talk about both of those. So the first one that we want to talk about right now is doubling with decor items. So this uses a small little bug that Verity showed me. So thanks to Verity for showing off this little bug. So the best way I'm going to show this to you is with the large hanging jeweled lamp. Now, this works for anything that has the same type of item doubled in its crafting ability. So this one has 10 decorative jewels and 10 decorative jewels, and then 12 metal rod. So what you'll see is if I put my 10 decorative jewels in here, I can then also put the same lot of jewels in the bottom, and it counts both of them 10 for 10. And then if I just give it some metal rod, it finishes off the lamp, and I can actually craft this up. So if I craft this up, as you can see, it starts crafting, my 10 jewels have gone, and I didn't need the other 10. So I've only spent 10 jewels in getting this one lamp to come out. So there are lots of other things that you can do this for. This rug is a very good example because you've got 4 sheet and then 4 and 4 and 4 strips. So you can actually do with this one the same thing, but instead of only getting 1 lot out, you actually end up with 3 lots out. So I can now craft this, and that rug will craft up despite only having 4 strips in it, unlike the fact that it's supposed to have 12. So now, as you can see, I've got my large hanging jeweled lamp here. So if I go and dismantle this guy, I'm going to get 16 components from these 3 slots. So there's a very, very high chance that I'm actually going to get back more than the 10 jewels that I put in. So this is the only problem with this method, is even though it does work and you can get items out having spent less than you should have to get them, there is still only a percentage chance that you're actually going to get a double on your items or a small amount of increase on your items. So if I dismantle this thing, you can see I got 11 decorative jewels. I probably dropped a few sunsteel rods, but that's okay because what we're after was doubling up these decorative jewels. So I now have 1 more of those than I had before. Now if we try the rug out, we're going to get 8 components back. But considering we only put 4 strip in and 4 sheet in, if we lose out on 1 sheet and gain 1 strip, that is going to be a win in my book. So there you go, we've ended up with 7 fabric strip back out of this. So that is exactly what you want there, and we've made 3 fabric strip. Admittedly, we have lost some sheet to do that, but if you've got a whole bunch of sheet of a particular color and you've only got a couple of strip of a certain color and you need a lot of that color, this is definitely the way to go about doing that. Now there are a couple of other items that this trick does work on. So the tall oil lamp has metal rods that will do this. However, as you can see, we've got 6 and 4, which means it's actually unlikely to double out at the end of it. Then the ornate pots have the stone. The 2 and 2 is okay, but given the low number of items, you're unlikely to actually double out the items here. So even if I do actually do this up, I'm very unlikely to get anything more than the 2 stone I put in here at the start. And finally, if I can find it in my list here, there is the large altar, which does the same things. But once again, this is 6 and 2, and because there are only carved stone pieces in here, I'm not actually going to get any more back than I put in, because if I actually do this guy up, what happens is when you break them down, they give you back half of what you put in. So even though you'd only be putting 4 pieces in, the most you'd be able to get back out at the other end is 3. So there's no point even attempting to do this one up. And so here we go, the pot is now done up, and if I try this pot out, I'm only going to get 3 pieces back. So despite the fact I've only put in 2 crown stone, there is still a chance I'm going to get some steel plate back out of this. So if I dismantle, as you can see, I got my 2 crown stone back, and I've dropped down in my stone steel plate. So that's not what we wanted at all. So that's how you do the doubling off of the decor items. As you can see, it only works for a small number of things, and the hanging jeweled lamp is definitely the best way to go about this. The hanging jeweled lamp and the rug that is down here. Now, the other way that we can do this is through material duplication. So as you can see here, I've got 2 purple leather and 2 black fabric sheet. Now, if I make both of these over into fabric strip, so we'll craft both of those up, and I'm also going to do the same for the leather strap, and we'll be back once those have all gone through. So here we go, we've now got the strip and the leather strap made up. So the first thing I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to split these stacks so that I've got 5 in, and I'm just going to discard 3 from both. And there's a very good reason for that I'll show you in a second. So this bug actually relies on the same bug that I showed off in my SkySaga life hacks video. So if I now go across to the dismantle section, I can take the leather strap, and if I click fast enough, you can see I've now dismantled my leather strap, my 5 leather strap, back into 2 purple leather, and I can now do the same thing again with black fabric sheet. So now I've got 2 black fabric sheet and 2 purple leather, but also up here I have 3 strap and 3 sheet strip that have now come out of nowhere because I've got my sheet and my strap back that I started making this process with. So I can now keep doing this over and over and over again. I can just keep converting these down into strip and sheet, and then as long as I make up those piles of 5 and do the quick click disassemble to get both sets to disassemble, you'll end up just continuously doubling and doubling and doubling and doubling, and just you can make as much sheet and leather as you want. This is definitely useful for purple leather because purple leather is very, very rare. You can only find a couple of it here and there, and only from Sunreach palaces in the libraries from memory. So it's definitely useful for those rare types of leather, especially if you want to build something really big out of purple. And it's also good for stuff like black, where you can double that really quickly and easily. Okay, so that is it for today. I know it's been a short one, but this is just a quick little bug video to show you how you can duplicate some of your materials. I'll see you next time.